Well, hi, everybody. Just before we get started, just wanted to say thanks for being here. And again, just introducing Tony. He's one of our amazing AI experts, and he spends a lot of his time going through AI tools and testing them out so we don't have to. So thank you for that, Tony.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any housekeeping items before we get started. But let's see. Our next outside of Tony and I AI expert is October 8th. And our expert's coming in to talk about advanced prompting, which I'm really excited to hear about. So I'll be sending more reminders about that one. And Tony, take it away. It's all you.
Okay, well, good evening, and thanks for coming. And I want to ask a couple of questions before we start. How many here, I know you, Jam, and you, Joe, do, but how many others do any kind of vibe coding using tools like Lovable or Replit or those kind of tools? And you can use your microphones if you want.
I've tried Replit and Lovable. I haven't created anything. I've started to create something, but I got stuck and said, okay, well, let me go to Claude and then come back. So this will be new for me still.
Okay. And how many here have played with Google's new Mixdown?
What is it?
Mixdown. Okay, well, that's going to be a treat. I'm going to show that second. Anybody here worked with Kimmy? Okay. How about Stitch? Google's Stitch with Google.
No, I really want to see that.
Okay. And Sora too, we already discussed. Natalie says she's played with Emergent. Interesting. I've looked at Emergent briefly. It looks kind of interesting. How did you find it? How did you find it to work with?
I actually found it really easy to work with, except for one night when it got caught in a loop. And I saw, which happens on any of these platforms. So I just quick delete, the Control Alt Q to get out of it, and then rebooted everything. And my credits were there when I went back in, but it was super fast. Landing page, I did an app, everything, the whole all time in was 2 hours. And I was stunned because I've been suffering through some of this stuff for a little bit too long.
Indeed. And what kind of app was it?
Say that again?
What kind of app was it?
Oh, what kind of app did I build? It was a coaching app. I'm going to use it as a lead magnet on my website.
Cool.
Maybe. I mainly was just testing myself. Like, can I make it work the way I want it to? And of course, that was the night that it got jammed up and it kept apologizing. Oh, you're right. There's a bug here. Give me some time to fix it. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. And then I'm like, you know what? It's not a person. I'm going to be mean right now. And I typed, now, how many times are you going to get this wrong? And how many credits am I going to get back?
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'm going to start actually with showing something that I've been working with for a week or two now. And so far, it's been behaving remarkably. And I've had trouble with Lovable and Replit. They've done wonderful things, but they've also gotten to that loop that you're talking about where, oh, yes, I'll fix it. I fixed it now. No, you haven't. Okay, I'll fix it now. It's fixed. No, it's not. Until finally it's frustrated and walk away. And the problem being that Replit and Lovable, they charge you for all those mistakes, right? So you end up your credits. In fact, well, we'll get to that a little bit later, but yeah. So anyway, I found one called Mocha. Has anyone here worked with Mocha?
I'm using it now.
Oh, okay. Do you like it?
I really like it. I like it quite a lot, more so than Replit. And I'm not sure what they do to avoid all the mistakes that Replit makes, but it's so far so good.
Good. And yeah, I remember telling you about it. So that's good that you tried it. Okay, good. So let's move on.
I
Sorry, yeah.
I'm building a app for our clubhouse in our community, and it did a great job with it so far.
Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of quickly walk you through. We're not actually going to build something because it takes longer than we've got, but I'm going to show you the building of something that it built for me. Oh, actually, no. First, I'm going to tell you why it stands out, at least for me. One is there's no setup involved. It does the full back end and the front end in one platform. And unlike Lovable, where you have to have a separate database called Superbase, and you have to have a little bit of understanding enough to set that up and get it working. In this case, with Mocha, the databases are fully built in. You don't have to set anything up or do anything. Now, I added this line, this line today because just yesterday, Lovable added Cloud and AI to Lovable, and Cloud is their own built-in database. So they've improved that aspect. Mocha has Google login authentication built in, and it just works. You just tell it, I want it, and it does it. The code is fully exportable for full ownership. It's less expensive because it doesn't charge for failures, unlike Replit, Lovable, and Kimi. It's 100% no-code vibe coder. Replit actually expects and requires the developer knowledge. It's a code-based app that has an add-on AI to assist with the coding, but it really does want coding knowledge. And Lovable also prefers some coding knowledge, like when you're looking up databases and stuff like that. And as you'll see in a minute, a short single sentence prompt can produce a full sophisticated app. And this is the part I really like so far, and maybe that'll change, but so far in almost 2 weeks, whenever there's a glitch and I say, hey, there's this glitch, it says, oh yeah, I see what the problem is. And it fixes it first time, every time. So I never get into these, no, it's not fixed, do it, try again. So that I like very much. So what comes up is what usual, what you want to build, type your idea and we'll build it together. Then they've got various things to give you inspiration, ideas to things you could build. And then they've also got templates for different things that have already been built that you can use as a guideline. And they have prompting best practices, which I completely ignored, as you'll see, because my prompt was really bad. I just wanted to see what will it do. And so my prompt was just this, an app that keeps track of all my multiple online software subscriptions. And I told it nothing else, right? And normally I would tell it a lot more specifics about what I wanted. But I just wanted to say, well, what will you do when I just give you something really simple? And the first thing that happened was this hourglass kept being an hourglass. So I thought, oh, another of these apps that doesn't work. But then I said, all I see is an hourglass. And it said, I see the issue. And it explained what the issue was and said, I fixed it. And it had. So that was what it had. This was the beginning of what it built from that one prompt, one line prompt. So then I said, okay, when I went into adding a subscription section where it wanted a category for the different expenditure, the different subscription, I had to type in the category. So I said, hey, can you make it a drop down with the top 10 typical categories? And it said, sure, I'll do that. And it did. It absolutely did. I'll show you that shortly when we actually go into the app. But I started adding some stuff. And then I pointed out to it, well, when I enter the new subscriptions and save them, they show up on the main page, but the monthly spending or annual spendings don't change unless I refresh the screen. So it said, okay, I'll fix that. And it did, fixed it instantly. And then I said, okay, yes, so that was fixed. Then this is the add a subscription section where you get to enter the name of the service, the amount, whether it's monthly, quarterly, annually, whatever, the next billing date, and it gives you a little calendar for you to just click on. the status, whether it's active, canceled, paused, and then select a category, which now is a drop down, actually about 20 items now, a description if you want, website a URL if you want. And let's see, what did I do next? Okay, so that was fixed. Then I said, okay, so if you go back, if I go back here, you'll see it's doing this in a card view. So each of the different subscriptions says what it is, how much it is, whether it's monthly or annually or whatever, when the next billing date is, link to the website, what its category is. I said, what if I want to see it as a list view? Can you just make it so that I can have it a little thing where I can switch from cards to lists? And it said, sure, I'll do that. And it did it. And all these changes that it did were like split second fast. It's like all I had to do was ask it. And it said, yeah, I'll do that. And that would say done. And it was done with no errors, which I like a lot. So then I said, okay, I want to add an export to CSV feature so I can export and download all the subscription information into a spreadsheet. And it said, okay. And then it just put that there and it worked instantly. And then this was the front end that it put together. And this was one where information was kind of filled in. And it was very simple. It gave the monthly spending, the annual spending, the total spending of those combined, the number of subscriptions, whether I could click on which are active, which are paused, which are canceled, and add subscriptions. And most of this stuff, it came up by itself, other than the few little tweaks that I asked for. So I was pretty impressed, mainly because it worked. And because I think we've all had that experience where it looks like it's going to work and it doesn't. Yes, Joe.
Awesome job. How does it know did you give it your banking information so it can know when your charges are coming in, or how does it know?
I told it the due dates on each of the ones when I entered it. It asked what's the due date.
So you didn't give it access to your credit card or banking information?
No, I could do that, but I didn't.
Okay.
I just needed to know where things were at. And
Okay. Thank you.
now the pricing for Mocha is free, and you get 120 credits free. And guess what? Building that app, I still had plenty of credits left, which was also I was pleased with. Now they have a $20 a month one where you get 1,500 credits. If you like it and you want to sign up at any point, use this link because they'll give you another 50 credits. It's my affiliate link and they'll give you 50 extra credits if you want them. Okay, so I'm going to move to the next thing. Oh yeah, so this showed the whole app used 48 out of the 120 credits.
That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that? Isn't that just great? Oh, there's a question. Uda said, can I post that link to the chat? Sure, let me go and get it. I'm going to hop out of there for a second just so I can copy it. And hop back in and put it in the chat, I hope. Yeah. Ruben said, is it dynamic or static? This one's static, but it's quite capable of building a dynamic version. But like I say, I just wanted to know. See, I actually had this idea that I was spending maybe a couple of $100 a month on subscriptions, but I wanted to know what was the truth. And the truth, whoop, try to go back. Was 600. So that was a wake-up call, yes, and I have been busy canceling the stuff I really don't need. So I found it already helpful. It's already saved me quite a bit. Yeah, and this is kind of what it looks like in the back end. And here's the actual thing. So if I want to add a subscription, I just put in who I want, Netflix, Spotify, or whatever. I can choose monthly, yearly, quarterly, weekly, active, paused, or canceled. The due date, and you just click on the calendar, the category, and it gives me all these. And if I add a new category, it adds it automatically to this list and allows me to add a new category. the description, the website if I want, and then the add button. So for my purposes, just as a quick test and for something I actually needed, I found it a very nice program. Now we're going to move on to Mixboard. I asked earlier if anyone had seen or worked with Mixboard, and that was before everyone was here. So I just want to ask one more time, anybody seen Mixboard or worked with it?
I've been holding back, waiting for you to show me.
Aha, okay. Well, it's basically a kind of AI-powered image whiteboard for your brain. And it's based on Nano Banana. And you remember, those of you who came to the seminar where I showed Nano Banana, one of the functions it had is you could create a collage in Canva and then put all these together in an image that makes sense. Well, this is kind of like that, but with much more control. This is where I just said, give me things that communicate blues guitar from the Deep South. And it created 15 images, random images. And the thing about these random images is you can move them around, change their size, say, okay, put this one and this one. Actually, I just do it like this. Put this, you see, they show up here. And I can say, put them together into a new image. Put these together into a new image. And I could tell it exactly what I want that image to be, but in this case, I'm not. And it's doing it down here. It's taking a little longer than usual, but so now it's created a new image which it combines that image. And it does a lot more, as we'll see when we start playing with it in a minute. If I don't want this, of course, I can delete it just by pressing delete. Now, one of the fun things is you can add your own images. So Joe gave me an image. So here's Joe's image. All right, so let's combine this one and this one and this one. Who knows what will happen? Combine these. Jam has probably already realized that you can get a whole bunch of merchandise and grab your logo and have it put your logo on 15 different merchandise items in one go.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it took all three elements, the house, the field, the guy, and combined them.
How does it do with character recognition if you had somebody's face?
Give me a face in the chat and we'll find out.
Okay.
In fact, let's start a brand new one.
Also, Tony,
Yep.
How does it handle the image aspect ratio glitch that happens when you combine two different sizes and you want it to be the first size, but it makes it the smaller second size?
Well, if you look at what we just did, we had complete control over the size.
So does it make it keep it to the first image that you select? Like if you selected the little Fender amp and this big one, would it make it what size for the end?
Well, it made it in the logical size for those three to include all of this and the other parts was this size, but we have, it made it what's workable. And you can crop it and you can adjust it and whatever. But okay, Jan has given me an image. I'm going to download it. Okay, so I'm going to go out of here and I'm going to do a new project. And what do we want to create? Think of a subject or an area where it'll give us 15 images on that subject. And then I'll bring in Jan's image to add to what it comes up with. Any ideas what we want to create?
Stamps from the early 1900s.
Sorry, what did you say?
Postage stamps from the early 1900s.
Well, then we'll just get 15 postage stamps. Let's get something where it can give us 15.
There's collecting, right? Okay.
Okay. So iPhone 44 says lighthouses. Well, what the hell? Let's try it. I know that we will get 15 lighthouses, but can we give it, instead of an object where we'll just get 15 objects, can we give it a subject?
What about an 80s party at a roller rink?
Okay. An 80s party at a roller rink.
That sounds fun. I want to do that now. Oh my gosh, it says the jam zone.
Where? Oh God, so it does.
It's right up
Wow.
my.
Okay, so you see, we got an 80s part. We got all these different images relating to an 80s party. And what's fun about this, actually, let me put in Jam's image as well. Okay, and now let me do something here. Remove the background. Oh, it messed that up. Usually it just removes the background real smoothly. Why it
I
didn't?
might have one background list if you want.
Okay, that's strange because if I said remove the background here or here, it would do a perfect job from my experience so far. Yeah, see? Remove the background. It didn't like this
Oh.
image for some reason, so.
Actually, they all have a background. Just
All right, well, let's see if we can. So where would we like to place Jam's person? In here or here? Or what would we like to change? Oh, one other thing I should tell you, we can also say, if there's something we don't want to use, we can just delete it. But if there's something we like, we can say more like this, and it'll do a bunch more like that.
So can you integrate it with the guy on the skateboard?
This one? Which one? Oh, this one.
The jam jumpsuit with sort of the jammy starter jacket and the skateboard.
This one and this one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll select them.
We'll see what happens. And
Then-
they can be in the middle of the skating circle. Woohoo! Featured dancers.
All right. So give me give me the prompt of what you'd like it to create of those three.
Featured skaters in the 80s jam zone party.
Oh, well, we're going to have to add this then.
Oh, right. You got to use that jam zone,
Okay.
Rob.
And what, oh,
so
okay.
cool.
Featured skaters in the jam zone
Dance skater circle.
skater circle.
Can't believe we actually used to do eye makeup and cheeks like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about seeing if we could put that makeup on the girl.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Well, that one isn't great, but
Not great, but it's, yeah, like if they were in the middle, and even then it just changed a
well,
lot about the image.
yeah, it's Nano Banana, so we could tell it to edit it. Let's try that. Let's grab this image. Okay, I think we have, yeah, we've selected it. Okay, what do you want to change? Okay. Make the two bigger people more blended in with the size of the other skaters. Make the image more cohesive. Ah, there's Nano Banana not obeying us, which it sometimes does. It's funny, Nano Banana 7 times out of 10 will obey us completely. 2 or 3 times it won't. And this is one of those times when it won't.
We just exceeded its too many disparate parts. I guess it
Could be.
Sora 3.
You did answer the question though, Tony, I believe. Well, actually, the woman in the orange jumpsuit, it changed her character, but
Yeah.
it kept the other guy's character pretty close.
Yeah. Unless this is the woman in the jumpsuit. Oh, no, it's not a jumpsuit. It's a skirt. Yeah, it definitely changed her. let me just try something else and see if it, in the ones that I've done so far, it hasn't usually changed stuff. So let's see. Blend these two images. Place the lady behind the counter. Okay, that's better. Now it did change her a bit, didn't it?
I think it kept her as a character. I think it did a good job.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Yeah.
kind of highlighting for me that you have to be aware of the layers in the photo before you ask it to do anything, because like she is forward when she's in front of the yellow square. So when we tried to unite her to the side, it didn't work, or to put her in the center of the dancers. So it's like you have to be aware of where the dimensions are.
Right. But you guys get the idea of the power of this tool and the fun and things you can do for design?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thanks so much for showing us.
You're very welcome. Just going to see if there's, oh yeah, that's another thing. You can just select a whole bunch of them and say, make a collage out of these different items. Let's try that. Let's take this one and this one. This will give it a tough time. And say, make a collage image. We're actually truly giving it a tough time. But people are using this tool a lot for brainstorming ideas and trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't. Oh, here we go. Well, that's interesting. It often comes up with things that you might not expect and that sometimes they're very usable. So that was, yeah, that was those three. Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah. So a lot of people are using it for YouTube thumbnails as well, because it's really good for that. Let me see. Oh, other people, architects are saying, okay, here's a room. Give me 15 alternate furniture situations for that room. It saves a lot of time. Or it says, put this logo on all these different clothes. So it comes with some ideas of its own, an example board. This one was a cozy fall living room party, and it came up with all these different things and ended up with this. Take into account the different things that were in here. And this is one we will all use all the time, of course, birds with googly eyes.
Very important.
Very important, vital for every business. Anyways, that's a quick look at...
Okay, so everyone on this call, you can never say you don't have content for your social media ever again.
Oh my God, the pressure.
Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. And going back to the presentation, we'll answer Joe's question in the chat. Joe asks, what's the URL? There it is. labs.google.com/mixboard. And Jam kindly put it in the chat. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on. Kimmy. Okay, a company called Moonshot AI, they upgraded their Kimmy virtual or kind of LLM assistant with an agent mode that, like some of other vibe coders, can turn prompts into full website, handling up to 1 million rows of data. So going from chat to multi-page websites, mobile-first designs, editable slides, plus more. But there's something rather different about this, as you'll see. So what I did is I said, okay, I'm going to see what Kimmy does with that exact same simple one-line prompt. And it went hog wild. It added all sorts of stuff that Mocha didn't think of. And it did, like, for instance, it added a whole analytics and insights page with all sorts of statistics and things. And I didn't ask for it. You saw my one-line prompt, which was an app that will help. And it's got kind of settings that you can do. So it added a whole bunch of, it thought for itself and came up with all sorts of things that it thought might be useful. And it did it pretty fast. And now, well, I'll tell you, I'll show you one other thing. And the next thing blew me away. And this is also going to be Kimmy. And then I'll tell you the drawbacks that I ran into. So a friend of mine, he didn't know what Kimmy could do or anything. So he didn't really ask it to do anything. He just asked it a question. He said, I'm a fiction writer and poet. I write in English and German. To work more efficiently, I'd like to organize my work and also create a dedicated space for my research and brainstorming. What can you suggest I should do? Do I need some apps? Can everything be done in, say, Notebook LM or similar? So it's not giving him a command to do anything. It's just asking a question, right? So Kimmy went off and created this, which was a whole multi-part website with all these different parts, like the writer's workspace with the projects and the words written and research items, recent activity stats, a research library with all the research materials for what he's looking to write about in English and German, and a mind mapping for creative brainstorming. This thing went wild. Out of one line prompt, or actually not even a prompt, a question, it went ahead and created this whole thing, which I found pretty remarkable. I don't know about you, but I was impressed by that. Now, what's the good? What's the bad? So, it also did a section where he could write and focus and keep track of his progress. It just built this whole workspace for an author. It's pretty extraordinary. And this one has a free version and the paid version is $19 a month. So I tested it with the free version just to see, and this is what I ran into. The major pluses were it creates extraordinarily detailed and complex websites, as you just saw, from a simple prompt. Imagine what it would do if you gave a real detailed prompt. It's amazingly creative and comes up with all sorts of quite brilliant ideas that you might not have thought of. And in that instance, there were loads of things there he hadn't thought of and I hadn't thought of. So he was blown away. But yeah, and you can give it a very simple prompt and just let it go off and do its thing. Now, unlike some of the other vibe coders, like Mocha does stuff almost instantaneously, and Lovable and Replit are pretty fast, although the new Replit is getting kind of slow since they added their agent stuff. Now, in this instance, this thing, it actually took 2 to 4 hours, and it said, come back later and I'll tell you when it's done. But what it comes up with is quite something. Stuff that would take weeks normally of programming to do. Now, the minus is when it misprograms something and causes a problem and tries to fix it, it says it's fixed, but it isn't. Replit, and sometimes Lovable. And this can go on and on. In my case, I ran out of credits before I could finish the app because of this. So that was disappointing. But I'm going to just to do some more tests. I'm probably going to do the $19 and just really put it through its paces and give it really good prompts and see what it does and see if it can get better, or I can help it get better to correct itself. Okay, what do you guys think of Kimmy?
I'm gonna go try it after this. That's awesome.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's pretty wild. This stuff is just changing so fast.
I think even if it's a little disappointing with the con you just mentioned, it at least does so much on the front end for ideation and could help you just either bring it into a different vibe coding app if you don't love that one, but it's free, so you might as well just try it.
You're absolutely right. For inspiration, it's extraordinary. Yeah, good point. Now, anybody here used Stitch with Google? That many? Okay. Well, you know how both Replit is not really good at designing front-end interfaces. Lovable is better, but I'm still not usually satisfied with what it comes up with, or I usually have to nudge it to do better. Well, Stitch by Google is the perfect tool for actually creating your front end, designing your front end any which way you like, and then exporting it into Lovable or Replit and saying, do this, because it exports both as an image of your design and the code. And you can just dump the code right into Replit or Lovable or Mocha or whatever you're using, or Kimi. Okay, and it's stitch.withgoogle.com. And this is where I was just saying, okay, let's see what you can do with that thing. I want the subscription tracker. So I said, create a subscription tracker design. And so it came up with this, and I said, okay, do something else. And it came up with that. And I said, okay, how about something with an image? And it came up with that. And then I said, okay, how about an image with a person? And it came up with that. And then I said, okay, give me some more variations for other pages. And it did all these. And all of them, you can ask for variants. Ask for, give me 5 variants if you don't like something, or if it's something is close to what you're wanting. Like, say we go to this one, we could say, click that and say, give me a whole, oh, this one says add the design in the chat so we can work on this one. But this one says adjust the theme, so we can have a light theme or a dark theme or customized theme. I think this makes it full screen. Yeah. And oh, this shows the actual code, and you can copy the code. And this is where we tell it whether it's good or bad. You can download it or delete it, but there is a place where you can say variant. Okay, so you can see the mobile version and the desktop version. But earlier today, when I clicked on it, one of the options I got was variants. Why it's doing that, not doing that now, I guess it knows we're in a live demo. But there is somewhere a way to say, okay, this is okay, give me a bunch of variations. Now, I'm going to go to here so you can see some examples that they did. So you can mock up the design for a web page, for instance, or a mobile app, and it will create all the different screens that you need, so that when you go into Lovable or Replit, once you've designed the screens the way you want them, you've got all the code and you've got all the images. So you don't have to wrestle with Replit or Lovable trying to get the interface, the user interface that you want. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So is this like Figma?
It's supposedly a replacement for Figma. All the YouTube videos that I've seen about it are calling it a Figma replacement. Oh, and the other thing is you can also tweak, if you take this one that you like, you can tweak the fonts and the colors and the radius and all those kind of things. So you can do your basic user interface design in here for free before going into the other tools. So yeah, to that degree, it does kind of replace Figma. It's a lot easier to use. So last thing I wanted to go into was Sora. OpenAI came out yesterday with Sora 2, and it's their state-of-the-art image generator. And most of the image generators out there will give you 8 seconds or 10 seconds at the upper end. This one gives you 16 seconds. It does multiple scenes, as you'll see in a minute. Quality is great, and it adds synchronized dialogue and sound effects and music, and it's free. at this time anyway. So let's go and take a look at Sora.
Choose reeling.
Hold on. Let's not look at that. Actually, I'm going to go to the page, first of all, where I'll show you Sora in action. Then I'll show you something silly that I created, but even as bad as silly as it is, it shows a remarkable capability that it has. There's a couple of people in the waiting room. Let me see if I can let them in. Oh, one of them is Jam. He must have got...
Oh yeah, looks like she got knocked out.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm back, and now you should be able to see and hear. Now, because it's Zoom, it's not going to be fantastic in terms of not being jerky, but this will give you an idea. Everything you're about to see and hear was generated by Sora 2.
One year ago, Sora 1 redefined what was possible with moving images. Today, we're announcing the Sora app, powered by the all-new Sora 2. It's the most powerful imagination engine ever built. And it's packed with new features. I'll pass it to Bill for more details.
Now every video comes with sound.
Sora 2 is also the state-of-the-art for motion, physics IQ, and body mechanics, marking a giant leap forward in realism.
And we're introducing Cameo, giving you the power to step into any world or scene and letting your friends cast you in theirs.
On the path to AGI, the gains aren't just about productivity. It's about creating new possibilities.
It's also about creativity and joy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's why we're launching Sora 2 inside the Sora app, allowing everyone to push the limits of their imagination and create in ways we never thought possible.
So what do you guys think?
It's changing too fast. It's too much happening too fast. Oh,
It was
man.
quite interesting, the complexity, anybody who understands the technical stuff behind it, the mathematical computations to be able to show all of the splashes and everything that's going on. From my days back in the semiconductor industry, I'm just amazed at what's able to be done now versus 20 years ago, 5 years ago.
Even 1 year ago.
Yeah. So Tony, I have a quick question for you.
Ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go! Dude, you all right?
I'm good.
Whoa, steady. Damn it!
I think there's one more where they've actually got, yeah, 2.
Tony, very quick question, if I may. Earlier you really emphasized the AV sync, right? Audio video sync. And I think most of us have seen in many of the AI applications, if not all of them, there always has been some mismatch going on. I think we've all been pretty forgiving of that just because, you know, what grand step forward has already been achieved. This looks outstanding. So is it true that they've taken really great care to sync the AV all the more with this?
Yeah, and VO3 is also very good for sync as well. I haven't had any troubles with VO3. The other ones, yes, but VO3 and Sora are very good. With dialogue.
That's a landing.
Cannonball! That's cold!
Anyway, I'm going to show one last thing, and that is if we actually go into, yeah, this is a silly one. I had like 2 minutes between meetings, so I didn't really think anything logical. I just said, a young man on a beach catching crabs with a piece of string. He was saying, come here, crabs, come here, pretty little crabs. Totally stupid prompt. But I was pretty amazed. And what I was amazed by, I'll add the sound in a second, was that from the one prompt, it creates 5 separate scenes.
Pretty little crabs. Come here, crabs. Come here, pretty little crabs. Yeah, that's it. Got you. Come here, crabs. Come here, pretty little crabs. Come here, crabs. Come here, pretty little crabs. Yeah, that's it. Got you. Come here.
So with a real prompt and really thinking what you're doing, we're going to be able to do remarkable stuff with this. Now, the thing that's not good is that it's being launched first as an app for the iPhone because they want to take the TikTok market. It's supposedly coming, well, here at this place, Sora, actually, I will put in the chat how I got to this page. And this page, on the app, the iPhone app, they're all vertical images, 9:16. You can't do landscape. Here, I was able to do landscape. So this is the web version. The other thing is they have watermarks. There's a moving watermark you can see on the images as well.
The machine interprets at the BBC's research laboratories in West London today, engineers unveiled Sora 2, a new computer capable of producing moving pictures from written instructions alone. Using magnetic tape and thousands of valves, the machine interprets a description typed on a teleprinter and, within minutes, composes a... At the BBC's research laboratories in West London today...
Yeah, you see multiple scenes. So those are some of the drawbacks. It's going to be coming out into more places where we can use it and hopefully use it, well, more. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat, which will give you access to the web version where we can apparently do landscape videos. But when you get to that page, it will say, do you have your invite code? So I'm going to put into the chat the invite code, and I can't guarantee that it will still work, but it worked for some people in a mastermind I'm in, and it worked for me. So maybe it'll work for you. It's in the chat now. This is all stuff that the other people are building or creating. That's why it's such a mixed bag of stuff. Jam, where are we? Where's Jam? Oh, Natalie said the code worked. Is Jam still here? Well, it says Jam AI, but I don't hear her. Well, I'm very glad that the code worked. So I guess maybe we've got a couple of minutes or a minute left. Any other questions? Oh, Joe Siegel has raised his hand. So Joe Siegel, what's your question?
Thank you, Tony Rockcliffe. My question is, I know I could probably put clips together in my editing program or Canva, but do you know of any AI that will let me take these 8 to 16 second video clips and stitch them together into as long of a movie as I want?
Well, why don't you use CapCut? It's free. It's got tons of AI tools built in, and you can stitch whatever you like together and add text and animations and transitions and anything you want.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up.
I have a question. I did ask the question in the chat, but I guess it hasn't been answered. My question is, if we do sign up for the Gen Club, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. If we actually sign up for the Gen Club, do you guys teach us these things, or you kind of just learn on your own?
Jam actually does a lot of teaching, and so does Flora, and other club members help out with teaching things. Yeah, it's a very interactive community. Jam, do you want to expand upon that? Oh, Jam, I think, has vanished. Maybe she had to be somewhere else.
I can jump in and say that there are in systems And also throughout the different coursework, Jim walks you through different pieces of software. Now, what you did for us tonight, Tony, I'm sure will become what's next. But given how new, like hourly, these kinds of things are coming out, it takes some time to catch up. And you've got plenty of work to do, Ellie, to catch up with just the tools that are out there.
I'm sure. Thank you.
I hope that's helpful because I asked the same question, so I get it.
Okay, well, it looks like the code worked for one person, but not 3 others. So I guess
I wonder whether there's maybe some limit to it, or if it's a bunch of people all at once converging. If the code, only so many work per time.
That's a good idea. Try it again tomorrow or later this evening and see if it works.
2 a.m. Nobody else is doing it.
Right. Okay, time for one last question and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, if there's no questions, that's great. Thank you very much. Oh,
Thank you, Tony. Hey, Tony, thanks again, man. Every time I get on here, you hit a home run. So I appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks. Who's that?
Robyn.
Oh, hi, Robyn. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's a question in the chat. If you pay for ChatGPT, isn't Sora unlimited? Well, it's going through changes, and they're saying that right now it seems to be unlimited, but they are saying right now. So I'm sure they're going to change.
One more question, Tony. Due to work constraints, I joined about halfway through. Was this hopefully recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be in the classroom, in the replays. Yeah, we covered some. Did you see Mixboard?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you should definitely check that out. And you probably missed Mocha and maybe Kimmy.
Yeah, I came in just around the time you were introducing this, the one before the Sora 2, the Google. Yeah, so I've got a lot of catching up.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were three new tools that came out recently that we demoed and played with. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks again very much. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
You're
Brilliant as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to save the chat and stop sharing and close the meeting. Okay, good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.